All right, all right, all right. What's up, folks? I am here to put the blame on the shooting and the fact that our victims are wounded a day before Thanksgiving holiday. And this is on nobody else but that scumbag punk sitting in the damn White House. Oh, immigrant offspring, Donald goddamn Trump. And this certified bona fide idiot and his goddamn incompetent tactics, his incompetent orders have led to these guard people being blasted. Not by residents of Washington, D.C., that he act like was so dangerous and all this other stuff about crime and putting it into crime. And guess who gets blasted? Two National Guard people listening to this goddamn punk who don't know a goddamn thing about this country he think he's the president of. He got this old incompetent, degenerate, ain't accomplished shit in his life ass punk named Pete Hegseth, an idiot, his goddamn self, who will be known for nothing, who no one in life would ever give a damn about. And then we have Donald Trump, who things are collapsing all around this idiot here. And so you have this dude from Afghanistan, an Afghan national, which America is full of people from all over the place. And this guy took some kind of political stance because, once again, Donald Trump has taken some pointless, out of nowhere decision to taking forces back into Afghanistan. And maybe that's what ignited this dude, probably this dude being harassed, the way in which Trump goes about this, this administration and the way in which they handle things. And these are things that are backfiring and placing these young troops in danger. These National Guard people being brought into cities and having no goddamn objective. Just to play into the insecure mind of Donald Trump, the insecure, deranged mind of a weak motherfucker, a coward, a chump named Donald Trump, interchangeably with chump. And so this fool walks up on these fools, see them on the street, unarmed, they ain't got nothing, even if they did have weapons. The element of surprise is a motherfucker. And give a damn, they had goddamn automatic weapons on them. This guy still would have got off. And there's nothing that Trump and his stupid decision making can do to fix any of that. You don't know who's out here as some lone wolf, who's a threat, who loses their mind, and when they're ready to attack. And your little hoe ass sits up in the White House, away from everything, creating contentious environments for people who have to work in this environment. The culture of the Trump White House is one that is deadly. It is a major mistake. And all these fools who sit in that goddamn administration will wash their hands and they'll move clear away from this shit. They'll begin to distance themselves from this shit when creating all this fucking chaos. This is why this motherfucker has to be dealt with. This motherfucker will see himself removed from that fucking White House, and it'll be the right thing for this fucking country. It has to be done. Get him the fuck up out of here. And he said the shooter was a Muslim. Well, the guy who blew up the Oklahoma City bombing federal building was a white dude. The guy who shot up in Ruby Ridge and got his family killed was a white dude. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? The dude who shot up all these people in Vegas was a white dude. The people who shot up all these damn kids' schools was white kids. So what the hell are you talking about? And they were probably Christians on top of that. Fuck talking about a Muslim dude. That motherfucker did this shit for a reason. And I want to hear what led to it. What is the motherfucking political statement he's making? How did Donald Trump influence that shit? The ignorance of Donald Trump having them troops out there for absolutely no goddamn reason. No damn real function that them dudes is doing out there. And it just looks odd to anybody going out here to visit Washington fucking D.C. That's why you have law enforcement around the area. And I'm not shocked by none of that shit. I was actually sitting there looking at the time of when is something like this shit going to happen. And then you got this incompetent little fucking quickie mark motherfucker he got in the FBI, who I hear that he's about ready to fucking relieve the guy. that Patel is walking on eggshells. Don't slip on the Slurpee juice, Patel. It's almost over for you. You done enough ass kissing and it ain't work. You and your old bimbo will be flying second class on Spirit, let alone using FBI, G5s, and all that shit. Everything about this administration, once the time is up, will be written off and erased. Nobody remember you motherfuckers. Motherfuckers ain't gonna leave an indelible mark nowhere in this motherfucker. You'll be gone, wiped away, abolished from anything American, you dang chumps. Mark Summers says, "Oh, there's a reason the Muslim did it." Says, but not the Christian. No, there's a reason why they do it too, you dummy. And he says, if anything, this proves Trump point. It don't prove nothing about Trump's point, because Trump point was that the people Washington D.C. are threats. They're violent. They need to send them to the city. They need to do all this other shit. It proves nothing of Trump's point, because Trump doesn't have a point. He's a fucking idiot. He's deranged in a motherfucker. He's about as deranged as this fool who did this damn act. Talk about what this fool had a point. This is America, a nation of violence that Donald Trump's methods doesn't eradicate anything. Trump couldn't stop his mama from getting her ass whooped. Let alone Donald Trump ain't got a solution, anything. Hegseth ain't got a solution. They're all cowards who have never lived in America and want to talk about American first, make America great. You ain't never lived in America. You fools don't know nothing about America. You bring all these goddamn people over here and they become your problems. Why? Because you want to replace Americans. Because you want to pay people under the table, pay them for less, have them do more work, undermine the American system, cry over you having to pay taxes, go and interfere with the IRS, moving all type of shit. Man, these fools are idiots. They don't represent America, never will. And when dumbass lower class people wake up from that shit, America will have changed. It's no different than the damn Campbell's Soup guy. Now, I know y'all heard what the Campbell's Soup executive done said, that he done got busted. Now he's on leave. A top executive from Campbell's Soup gets busted where somebody record him, where he going on a rant about the product that his company makes. This is how they don't give a fuck about nothing. It's all about that dollar bill. And you hoes need to pay it up. This fool states that Campbell, he wouldn't dare touch that shit. And he said some real revealing shit. This shit is hold on, I got that video on here too. He stated that shit was for poor people. The meat was, hold on, biogenetic meat. Is that the term you use? Hold on, I know I got that video somewhere in my phone. I was supposed to post it the other day, but I didn't, because I didn't know if the video was legit or whether it was AI. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put this video on here. Let me upload it to this backup channel. Yeah, so that's the only reason I did not post it. I thought it could have been AI, but it's been confirmed that this executive actually stated this shit and was recorded saying this crap about the Campbell Soup brand and about what the products are and the fact that he wouldn't dare touch that shit. And the meat in there, all type of stuff is fake. It's for poor people. We'll poison the poor. You dummies eat that shit. And let me see. Let me let that upload and we'll be up in a second. And he says so much more violence in Africa, Middle East, and South. Where you get that from? Where you get that is so much violence there. Them people don't even have weapons like that. That's the way it's presented to you. Are there issues? Is there division? Absolutely, yeah. But do those countries have? Let's go into this shit. Let me prove you wrong and how dumb you are, Mark Summers. Let me pull up something. Let me see. Let's pull up this. Let's pull this up. Let's go. What's this year? Let's go 2024. Let's pull this up. Boom, boom. Let's pull this up. Let's see how violent places are. Let's see this. No, I don't want no per nothing. I want the full. Okay, there we go. There we go. We in some actual factuals. So you bring up all these other countries. You bring up India, all this other stuff, and America. The only place that outranks America on murder will be what's below America. But the other countries that you think about, nowhere on this fucking map. Let me see. It ain't even close. And that's how I know that you're just ignorant as fuck and don't know what the fuck you be talking about. And that's where you need to walk in your room and go slap your parents. Because I know what's common in communities where you come from is that once in your lives of people who look like you, Mark Summers, you guys make attempts on your parents' lives. I know you done stuff the pillow over your mother's face and try to suffocate her. You didn't probably look for the family's gun to go shoot your father and shit like that. So let's go into these numbers. So Jamaica, 14. This is total homicides. And this is from 2023. So you know it ain't going to be too much of a jump from the year before. So he says, so here it is in Ecuador, 8,200. Haiti, 4,700. And we always get taught about the violence in Haiti, or they'll compare it, oh, Haiti's a smaller nation and this and that. Honduras, 3,400. Mexico, damn Mexico. And guess where Mexico getting those guns from? Yeah, their neighbor from on the other side of a border called America. America, 19,000. 796,000 murders. But this dummy, Mark Summers, types in here about how violent Africa, the Middle East, and South America. When I tell you, when you listen to the narratives from people, this is why I tell black folks, you have to learn your shit and stop listening to those suburbanite dumbasses who don't know shit because their parents hide a lot of shit. You'll get somewhere. Your knowledge cannot come from people who hide away the true facts. Now, I'm pulling up all this shit. You don't see many African nations on here with high-ass murder rates, not in the thousands. Like I state, they don't have weapons like that. When you hear high deaths in the Middle East, it's probably because America over there and the motherfuckers in war fighting. Like, so stop it. So, I mean, you may want to rethink your damn dumbass statements before you make them. There was another country with 2,000. It's over in Turkey. You don't see African nations on here like that. Puerto Rico, 400. Costa Rica with 900. Mexico is ridiculous. So I don't think you ever know what the fuck you be talking about, Mark Summers. And I'm just always glad you write them in my comments. So therefore, you know, I can kind of straighten you out. So that way you never make dumb statements. Maybe you make dumb statements on other channels with people of a complexion like me who don't have this up in their motherfucking brains. Well, we all got this, but who don't have them that work. And, you know, thank me later, homeboy, like everybody do. And all I want to push is intelligent shit while speaking real shit. Shit that may make you motherfuckers feel uncomfortable, hurt your feelings a little bit because it's always the truth. But guess what? I do it out of love. Silvestri said, fuck Trump. And that's absolutely, oh, chump ass president. Then got them National Guard people smoke. And then Mark Summers says, bro, what? Laugh out loud. Oh, you know what I said. And that's why Mark Summers couldn't say much on it. He laughed about me saying that there's upon a time in his life where he done made an attempt on his parents because it's common amongst people who look like Mark Summers. He done probably stuffed the pillow over his mother's head. He done probably put a rope around her neck while she's driving. He done probably look for a bat to fucking hit his father in the head while he was asleep. But he has everything to say about who's violent. And all he can do is just say, bro, what? And he laughed because he's like, man, how the hell does Reggie know this? Is Reggie the black kid that lives across the street? How does he know my business? Talking about you're sick. No, I'm just telling the truth, Mark Summers. And you know it's true. That's why you don't got much to say. You got paragraphs always right, except for this. And now it affects you by me stating a truth about you. Like I say, stop speaking about how violent other people are when you don't know what you're talking about. And then Bruce Gass in the building. Salute to the OG Bruce Gass says, I told you this was going to be serious. Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew this some shit like this is going to go down as well. I was just waiting for a win. It makes no sense with Donald Trump. Then they do this whole masquerading ass press conference. And this whole chump of the FBI who Donald Trump about to fire now. He going to be firing attorneys and Justice Department motherfuckers. Sit up there and trying to act all tough guy and shit. Talking this War Department. Hegseg, whole ass going at it with Mark Kelly and shit. Hegseg ain't done shit. in military service a day of his life, and in here talking about court-martialing this dude. Like, shut the F up, you goddamn punks. Fools don't come nowhere close. They don't even come up to the kneecaps of old short-ass Mark Kelly. Motherfucker done been an astronaut. Fool done been a goddamn military goddamn officer. And these fools talking about court-martialing him. Yeah, right. We're going to take your clown asses back somewhere. Motherfucking incompetent ass goddamn administration. A bunch of insecure weaklings. A bunch of insecure, tacky ass weaklings from this old punk in the White House. And they Donald Trump. Get that whole immigrant ass administration the hell up out this goddamn country. Because like I stated, I'm going to keep stating, Donald Trump is nothing American. He said, and the WMS 702 says, Lau and Eric, exactly. Lau and Eric Menendez is a common thing amongst the Mark Summers of the world. Because it's going to happen with Mark Summers. These fools want to talk about how violent the Middle East and Africa is. You don't know shit about no violence over there because they don't have guns and all that shit all passed out through their goddamn country. You only see shit when America taking this funky ass over there starting shit. Only looking to have conquests of stealing resources for wealthy people to sell it to poor ass people and to just ride the wave of the bank. And that's simply it. But a lot of y'all too dumb like Mark Summers because he went to a suburban ass education system with parents who sat there and lied to him all this goddamn life. Oh, let me pull up the thing with the Campbell Soup executive and what they stated for those who have not heard this ill shit that came out this Campbell Soup dude who was just speaking what he really felt. What he felt was true. And expose the truth. And guess what? People will still be buying that damn product, knowing that the people feel this way about them. Oh, let me pull this shit up. Give me 1 second. About to upload it real quick here. Let me see. We upload this real quick. I'm like, these fools is way the fuck out, man, with the way in which they feel about people. It's crazy, man. It's so goddamn crazy with the way these people feel about people, man. And let me see. Here we go. It's about to download. Like, he's like, hell no, I don't eat that shit. Man, that shit for the poor. Shit for poor people. Here we go. Let's get this Campbell Soup thing on up here. And it is right. Wait, damn, why it didn't download? Boom, boom. Ah, crap. Let me go back. Hold on, folks. Got to re-download it. Hold on. Let me see. Video files. Should have uploaded. Go downloads. All right, 1 second, folks. Let me get this video re-uploaded again. Let me do this one more time. I think I got to play the video or something. But yeah, but that's just the way things go, man. These people are way the hell out. Way the hell out. And I can't wait till everything falls apart in this administration because this administration has to go. This administration doesn't know what it's doing. This administration doesn't know anything about America. Doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I think these dudes just freestyling this shit, guessing. Can't figure anything out as far as what the hell they're doing and the way in which things work. They don't know how anything works within this country. Wait, damn, why didn't... Oh, it wouldn't open. Oh, no. Wait, hold the hell up. Why this didn't open? Okay, never mind. I'm going to open it over here. Here we go. I'm going to open it this way. This is the way we'll do it. Let me just open it here, and we'll have to... I'll share it on the screen. That's what I got to do. Give me 1 second, because I know a lot of people probably haven't seen it. I don't think they're blowing this up, being this is a corporation, and the way in which this federal money welfare media works in America is that they won't expose certain things with this little clown Epstein homie Trump and all the other DEI hires he has over there. So that's what the DEI under the Trump administration. DEI under the Trump administration is Donald and Epstein's interns. That's what DEI means with the Trump administration. That's why Pam Bondi is a DEI hire under the Trump administration. She is a Donald and Epstein intern, as well as the other little prostitute he brought to the he brought in to do the prosecution that was just thrown out, the James Comey and them prosecution that got thrown out. So she was a DI as well, a Donald and Epstein intern. All right, so here we go. Let me make sure the volume's on. Woo! Wait, is it playing? Oh wait, hold on. Damn, it ain't playing over here. Oh, let me figure out how to get this to play. Let me see. Y'all say y'all can't hear it. Hold on. No, you don't. Let me see if I need to mute. Hold on. Let me see. All right, give me 1 second. All right, that's not working. So this dude was saying about how he don't buy camel products. Like that shit is unhealthy. He's like, I don't buy that bullshit. Shit is unhealthy as hell. Like they using all that bioengineered ass meat. Like, man, get the hell up out of here with that shit. Let me see. Yeah, I was like, wow, this dude is extra the hell out. Let me see. I'm like, his ass about to be fired. They gonna fire his goddamn ass for saying that shit. But guess what? The damage is done. And salute to whoever leaked that shit out. Salute to whoever leaked that shit out. Because that is just how them clowns feel. And that's what it is, just a separation between classes. It's a major separation between the classes of people. Hold on, I'm gonna download it to my Instagram. That's what I'll do. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me put it over here on Instagram and I'll pull it up that way. All right, let me put Campbell for poor people. Hold on. Campbell's soup is for. Let me develop my little, what they call that shit, the thing that you title your video on there. I forget what you call it. Not a comment, but I guess the title, but it's something else. Something. Campbell's soup is for poor people according to a company executive. All right, here we go. Put it out here on Instagram. Let me go to my Instagram then. Let me go to my Instagram. We'll get it up that way. And then I'll go back in the comments. I see Mark Summers wrote some more shit. One thing I got to do is school Mark Summers because he wasn't properly educated. So he comes over here to learn shit. That's why he's always over here every week, loyally. He's over here to hear what I got to say, what I'm going to educate him on because he's a slow motherfucker who don't know shit. And it's okay, man. That's why I'm here. One thing I make sure I do is to be here for y'all, to educate you. When you don't know any better, I'm gonna help you do better. So, I kind of get joy out of doing that, man. I get joy out of helping the people out, especially the people who've been limited in what they have learned in life. You know what I'm saying? So, you got probably thank your parents for leaving you dumb so that Reggie be here to help to square everything else away because you're dumb. All right, here we go. Let me get this finally up here. All right, here we go. Let's get it.
Poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy every product.
Let me see.
Side and see it, but
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy every products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it. Look at me, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy every products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the in it, Even
Let's see
in
who this
can of
person
soup, I look
is.
at it. Look at me, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. You, we have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit? I
All
don't buy
right.
every products barely anymore. It's so healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in can of soup, I look
Let's
at
go
it.
to New
Look
York
at me,
Post.
bioengineered meat.
Let's go on the fucking New York Post, see who this guy is, get a little bit of data on who this guy is and the background to this. So Campbell says it, hold on. So here's Campbell's trying to clear up what was said. So this is a VP. So this is a vice president, high up dude. Campbell says it doesn't use 3D printed chicken. They fired an executive who allegedly made shocking remarks. And of course, that was going to definitely happen. And right now, that's crisis management. So that because that guy could cost the company heavily. And it's probably a publicly traded company. So Campbell says that its soup is made with real meat. So you best believe they about to have that shit posted big where Campbell is. The Campbell label, the size of that Campbell label is now gonna be where the blue is. And real chicken is gonna be where Campbell is at. They're gonna have to highlight that shit. Cream of real chicken is probably what's gonna be the new title of Cream of Chicken. Cream of real chicken. So they said it's real chicken, not 3D printed. Says and said it has fired an executive who allegedly made the explosive claim in a bombshell recording that says that trashed the company's products and customers. Campbell's Veep Martin Bailey's was caught describing the soup as a bioengineered meal, and saying that I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from. Well, we heard all that, so I don't need to say that. So according to a suit a former employee filed last week in Michigan. Campbell said the remarks were untrue and that the executive was no longer at the company on Tuesday. Yeah, of course y'all fired him, but shit, people gonna definitely dig in that. This is an old ass company. This company is 155 years old. Good Lord. And that dude is bound to ruin that company. Campbell's sales closed down 3% on Monday and another half of a percent on Tuesday. Year to date, its shares are down nearly 28%, trading around $30 at. So the company is sliding. And that dude can further damage that damn company. And hopefully this dude has money stacked up the wazoo because he will never, ever work in that damn industry a day of his damn life. He won't be able to have, his relatives won't even get hired into that shit. So that's why people have to be cautious about certain shit they say. Just like y'all talk about like Kyrie and Kanye and all them making certain statements and shit, that shit will get your ass removed. And then Mark Summers says Menendez sounds like they could be from South America. I think Menendez is that European language. It's a Spanish name. So let's not think everything that you hear because your ignorance there, Mark Summers, is you think just Spanish names come from South America. Hell, they could have been Filipino. There's a bunch of Menendezes in the Philippines because guess what? Spain conquered the Philippines as well. Was it Spain or Portugal? I think it was Spanish that conquered the Philippines as well. So a bunch of people who walk around looking like Asians have Spanish last names. So I mean, you're a white dude who grew up near Europe, and you act like you don't know this shit. And then Mark Summers says, and that's a couple of boys. Says, and that's a couple of boys out of how many? Says y'all lack logic. No, don't lack logic. We lack common sense. That thing I described about what you probably done to your mother, and putting a pillow over her head and trying to suffocate her because maybe she took your gaming controller, maybe she wouldn't let you touch on her anymore. Who knows? What's your reason behind doing the deranged shit you do? For the fact that you didn't go see the psychologist yet. It's another thing they do out the suburbs. And if Picasso says conquest conquistador, Mark Summers says yes, they were Cuban. Says Latin American. No, they were probably born in Cuba or their father, based on the passages of Spaniards. Many years ago, Spaniards going here and they staying there to settle the land, to carry upon the work of the Spanish king and queen and remaining there and then having kids there. Now they make claims to being that, but they're still Spaniards, meaning European. And then Mark Summers says too easy. Says too easy with says too easy with you dummies. Now I'll be schooling you, Mark Summers. That's why you always in here getting hard lessons. And then Bruce Gass says he was on edible, says when he said that. And then Velocity Cut says talking about the CO. And he says, hey, cuz, says you see New York Attorney General Lita James and Comey says charges dismissed. Absolutely. Told it, because Trump is a fucking idiot. He done brought this little bimbo Epstein Island little intern bitch that he got. Her stupid ass running the motherfucking grand jury trying to file this fucking indictment. And then James Comey, who's a fucking real life attorney, along with Lita James, they pushed for their lawyers to see this shit. And this bitch couldn't come up with it. When she finally did, they find out the bitch didn't do certain shit. And the judge said, you big idiotic bimbo blonde head dingbat Kelly Bundy ass, beep, get your stupid ass up out my court. You tell that old dumbass president, don't be sending no more you little retarded ass broads up in this fucking court. Hiring every little blonde head, boy built little school child looking ass chick that he got around thinking they motherfucking pretty. More raggedy ass whores he got over there. You can't paint a bitch hair blonde and think she pretty. Bitches don't even look like women. Bitches ain't got no titties, no ass on them. Bitches just flat. And then Roland Curtis says, don't tell me that these white folks like to smack the father in the face. Says while he's catching a few Z's. Says so Barron probably dope fiend Trump. Says while he's asleep. Says on that island. Oh, ain't no telling what Barron in there doing. They ain't no telling to stop from making news. They probably handcuffed that motherfucker Barron that night. Barron fuck around, be on top of Melania and shit. You find Melania pregnant, it's gonna be Barron's child and shit. It's kind of shit they got going on. That's what they used to do to Mark Summers when he was a kid. Lock that motherfucker door, chain it up, and then the mother put a motherfucking bank deadbolt lock on her room to keep Mark Summers from fucking sliding up under her damn nightgown and shit. Yeah, motherfuckers. Boy, it's some weird shit in these Mark Summers type motherfuckers. But they want to point everything. It's the blacks who violate the Middle East and Africa. Well, let's pull up the numbers. Survey says you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then Bruce Gass says MTG says came into Congress, says with a net worth of $700K. She's leaving with over $25 million in the bank. Says, don't trust her. That's the way all the motherfuckers got it in that shit. But I'm glad to see her fall out. And that's bullshit that they go in there supposed to represent the people, and then they walk out of here like fat ass rats in the damn dump. And then Picasso says the Bruce Gass and Mark Summers says salute. Reggie salute. Says everybody hiding in the chat. Says hi. Says and the people at work. Says saluting the people waxing off. Says and waxing. Says the people waxing off and waxing on. Salute. Says with your greasy hand, man. This nigga Picasso writing that kind of shit. And then Mark Summers said, why you couldn't talk about the girls with they glazed up fingers? The fool talking about the dudes. Mark Summers says we can't hear that, Chief. Says he had been talking a lot of shit since before they were so they were ready to record him laughing out loud. Oh, talking about the Campbell soup dude. And he said the thumbnail. And then and Roland Curtis says description. Wait, what description? 2 National Guardsmen shot in DC. It says shot in DC. Oh, yeah, due to Donald Trump's incompetence. Wait, what y'all mean description? Description on what? And he says, I haven't heard you school anyone in a while. I school you all the time, Mark Summers. I school you on your ignorance, the ignorance that your parents have taught to you and have passed on, their ancestral global violence that they've taught you to pass on air. It's the blacks doing this. The blacks what it is, and the blacks what that. And the blacks are doing this. The blacks are doing drive-bys. Immigrants, when you come over here, please watch out for the blacks. Before we give you this story, just to let you know, the blacks will attack you. The blacks will rob you. The blacks will do this. And the blacks, blah, 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 blah. The blacks. Yeah, you can come over here. I know we're bombing the fuck out of your country, but you come right on to America and have a store and forget what we have done. Forget that we dropped a motherfucking atomic nuclear holocaustal Megatronic 20 gigaton bomb on your village and shit, but you can come right into America, moving in Chicago, New York, Harlem, Brooklyn. You choose one of them and open your store. But guess what? Watch for the blacks. Man, I just love talking the way I talk because I process shit different than stupid motherfuckers. That's why you don't let other motherfuckers control the narrative. And also, as a person who don't let others control the narrative, you don't fill in for that bullshit narrative with your own fucking lies. The truth is always what should be spoken as much as possible, as long as you know the motherfucking shit. And the Picasso says those products that come in he says those products that come in the cans are usually full of stuff that preserves it, says, for decades, and that's not good for the human brain or the stomach. Says it is loaded with salt and ingredients similar in poison. But you got to think of, like, even when you look at Campbell, but the things were much needed when you look at the time periods in which that company comes from, preserving food, because you dealt with so much shit going old, rotting. You didn't have refrigeration. I don't think people being able to freeze things like that for in their homes. So to preserve things, stop things from going bad. The fact that old people of the past used to live during, and this is why so many older people, and this even to this day, you see that shit, where people live on this kind of survival type shit. And that's the fucked up shit with America, to see people have to still live like that. We got all these punks, like you see the punk in the White House, and then like Bruce Gass talking about the little whore who just quit in Congress, leaving with 25 million, and that everybody else has to live in survival type mindsets of going back to this time period of why they preserve food is because, and you see with older people and people who've been raised by older people who live in this survival tactic for rainy day shit. People will stockpile shit. You look in the pandemic, the panic you saw, that's some old age shit of preparing for rough times in a country that's so full of fucking wealth, and the population has to live in a day by day, or not even a day. Most of my folks live day by day to check, and then have to plan for the survival of shit. And then therefore they leave us with preservative ass shit. Hold on to shit, store shit, because you never know when it's a rainy day or what's going to happen. Like, that shit is wild. Freezing of bread, that shit is crazy to me. And do that shit a lot of old people. A lot of old people have lived during them old rough time periods, old depression era ass shit. When old fucking wealthy people sitting here living fat as a hog, who should be knocked the fuck out. Especially your politicians, if they up there walking around fat, lazy, and greedy than a motherfucker from pillaging this motherfucker. Mark Summers says everything he said was true. Says the only thing that sounds bad is he says is for poor people. Says poor people deserve all the best food. Says, but their consumer base is poor people. And then Bruce Gass says 3D printed chicken, says it's real. It says, and out there, I don't believe that shit. I gotta see this 3D printed chicken. Like, how do you, man? I don't buy into that 3D printed shit. That shit is crazy. If I don't believe that shit, where would that shit be from? That shit crazy. And it's crazy that any nation that allows that shit to be conducted here, any company that would do some old filthy ass shit like this should be blown the fuck up. And then Velocity Cuss says today's a new day. That's why I don't rock with that AI shit. I don't fuck with none of this AI shit. None of that cryptocurrency shit. And too many dumb motherfuckers want that stupid shit. And then Velocity Cuss says today's a new day. Says got the boo lay up in the suitcase. Says go uptown to Harlem. Says tell them that I sent you. Oh, that's my shit. That's that dipshit shit. Tell him it's August. I'll be gone to November. That's that Joel shit. Velocity Cuss says thoughts on Joel Santana saying kids don't need to learn how to read because of technology. Shake my head. That's why he on drugs and he a crackhead. Stupid motherfucker who nobody should ever listen to. That's why Joel Santana would say some retarded shit like that, because he's a stupid ass motherfucker. And I'm gonna be short on this one, folks. We're gonna go live and do the West Coast Wednesday show. I'm also doing it on a backup YouTube channel and on the Twitch thing. And then Midtown Throws said, "Laugh my ass off." Says Joel said that. Says shaking my goddamn head. Yeah, it's something a crackhead rapper will say. And then Picasso says we need more people. Says exposing these big food companies because the government allows them to serve us these tainted meals. Says and most restaurants will be closed if they don't obey the government. Says and sell the dirty meat. Yeah, then that's why it's important to vote. It's like motherfuckers deserve the stuff. You don't know how to fucking vote. And if you an idiot motherfucker that only thinks in red and blue, and then you think you red on the red side and everybody else on the blue side, you gotta be a stupid motherfucker. And then Mark Summers said exactly. But the thing, like I said, presidentially, I would never vote for no stupid ass Republican motherfucker. In the mindset, you can see how lost that damn party is. That's why that little dumb bimbo broad running away from it. The motherfuckers is a bunch of male whores, bunch of fruity, zesty ass motherfuckers. And then in the Midtown Throw says Holocaustic Megatronic Gigabomb says you a low key natural comedian, man. Yeah, I'll be clowning, man. I'll be clowning like a bug. I learned from the best of them, man. I'd have picked my jokes up from people growing up around funny ass people. Thrill Hill says my folks had 2 full freezers and says in shelves of canned goods in the basement. Yeah, because they had to live through the survival shit in this fucking country. And then it'd be like this country does it because they know it can play money into it. You had older people that lived through depression eras, southerners that lived in famines and when farms are all fucked up. They lived during this Cold War fucking Cold War scare tactic crap, being the nuclear holocaust. They had fools buying nuclear shelters, fallout shelters, and damn nuclear to still kill them fools. Then what else you go through? The Y2K shit. Americans being fake with the Al Qaeda terrorism shit. Like you can't listen to these old scumbag ass fucking scare tactic ass punks sitting in the damn White House because all they turn that shit into scaring the average retarded ass motherfucker in America is to get you to spend money. Because if there's such a threat to Americans, why ain't the damn American government providing vouchers for you to go out and buy this shit? You're getting taxed on everything. So if it's a threat of nuclear fallout, the government should be building for their citizens who will have to go and fight in the war, should be building you free ass fucking nuclear bomb shelters. They should be providing you through the mail if they don't want adversaries to tap in and hack on what you get. Send it through the mail, send it some other way of informing people on what will be the evacuation procedures if we are attacked. If they don't even tell you that shit. If there's a hurricane, what is the tactics we'll do? Because we don't educate. We get some of the dumbest fucking people that want to run this country that just wear suits. Everybody caught up in what suit them up and think that's person to guide you. How much money got in his account? These people are pieces of shit. And then I guess it's meant for people to be led by certain type of people. Some people belong as slaves. Bruce Gass says since FDA approved, says that you and your kids are eating it. Says are eating it in your McNuggets. Yeah, that's the cold part, man, with the shit, man. Oh, you talking about the 3D printed? Nah, I don't think the nuggets is made like that, man. Because McDonald's has a huge fucking consumption over like chicken farms. A lot of the consumption of meat that comes from chicken farms and all that stuff and beef. McDonald's, a lot of fast food chains are huge purchasers of that shit. Are they putting shit in it, additives, and preserving it and storing that shit for long periods of time? I guarantee that. But 3D printed, I don't know about all that. Mark Summers says my favorite jewels is Little Boy Fresh says and Rumble Young Man Rumble. And then Mark Summers trying to show I'm down for the cause, brothers. Look, I know Joel's songs. And then Mark WMS 702 says Whole Foods are getting ridiculously priced. Says beef is crazy high. Says lettuce is 2.75 a head. Man, even in the stores, I don't think people gonna be doing that much Thanksgiving shit. Man, it's a shitload of turkeys in these goddamn stores. There's a shitload of hams in the mugs. Even where I went to honey baked ham, to purchase some fucking hams for work and shit. It was a bunch of the mugs in there still. The year before, even before, like maybe 3 years ago, or even the year before, a lot of honey baked hams I had gotten there luckily, because at one point they even ran out. They even ran out of the mugs. I went there this time, it's a bunch of the mugs still in that mug. And then let alone go in the stores, it's still a bunch of turkeys. And then Auto Boxing says, "Peace, brothers and sisters." In the chat, Bruce Gas says, "I know about the that 3D meat. Where would you buy that shit from, man? Where would you buy it?" Mark Sumner says why it's got to be like that. Mark Sumner, I just got to tell the truth on you, homie. Like, I know you try to come in with your black jokes until I expose that in your community, even you are guilty of it. Kids like you are guilty of attempting to take your parents' lives. Like, so come on, homie. Don't be trying to be on my good side now. You say a bunch of dumb shit. Y'all either be trying to kill your mama, you definitely be trying to kill your daddies, and then they be having to lock their doors because when you become a teenager and you one of them suburban ass teens that ain't getting laid by Becky and all them shit because you got too many black kids at the school and Becky and them want to fuck every black dude, the 4 black dudes at the school, and you can't get laid, you end up trying to run to your mama room late at night. That's why she lock your door and set an alarm clock so she can hurry up and get your fucking ass out of the house and off the school. This is why you got perfect attendance. You know, school is the only way she can add longevity to her life. Get your ass up out of that motherfucker. And the Midtown Throw says Trump just said TG costs are lower than ever. Man, Trump is a full of shit liar. And Trump is brought up to be lie and to believe in his lie, to repeat his lie, and to stand on his lie. That's a common thing amongst the most silver spoon bitch made people. And that's why you get that from Trump. Even in his almost in his 80s, he still does the same shit. You can present the facts to that motherfucker. He throws that shit away. Salute to CJ. He says, "I got honey baked ham since same day last year on Thanksgiving." Yeah, nobody buying this shit. And I think that's smart for consumers, man. Don't get not what I'm about to say. I'm using the wrong word. Don't get like caught up in this consumerism shit that they just because they presented everybody run to go get it. Man, fuck these companies. And it's crazy. They sit here and talk about wealth, but depend upon you to buy that shit. You know, wait till the last minute and leave all that shit in the store so you ain't got to rush. You ain't got to do all that Black Friday and shit. I wish people never got into this Black Friday and shit. Ever, man. Fuck these companies. Let that shit sit on the shelf. Let them go in there making all that shit sit on the shelves because they expect people to be running through the stores for that shit. And then they be forced to drop the price on that shit. Like I said, I remember I used to never know what Black Friday was until the fucking one day I try to buy a flight simulator game, and that line wrapped around this fucking Best Buy. I said, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, "Oh, hell fucking no." But I did used to be a dummy that sit out the stores and wait for the Jordans and shit. But I was young too. Bruce Gas says it's not a question of where would you buy it. It's a question of how can you not buy it. Talking about 3D printing meat. And I don't believe that shit. And then Mark Summers says, he says, all right, says you just go off the deep end. Look, he mad now. Look, Mark Summers say all this ill shit about other races of people. I always want to bring some shit when he hear me saying shit about people who look like him and he thinks it affects him. And he got some shit, the Africans do this and then blah, 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 and the blacks do that. And then I'll present some truthful shit to him. And you're jumping off it. Nah, Mark, I'm keeping shit funky with you. Because you don't know nothing, homie. You don't know nothing. I don't know what's been taught out your houses because bullshit always comes up out of y'all houses. And y'all feed it to other people. Like I say, y'all even teach it to immigrants that come here. They come here and you tell them every negative shit about black folks. Man, watch them in your stores. You're going to do this. When you motherfuckers, they come here because you over there bombing the fuck out their countries. Bombing the fuck out their countries, then wiped out their whole families, kick them off islands, explode massive ass bombs. And you tell them to come here, we'll give you free passes to the pearly gates of America, but don't open no liquor stores in our community. You go to the black communities, but watch the blacks. The blacks. Let me tell you something about the blacks. Okay, everybody. I'm sorry we didn't kill your whole village, but the survivors will allow you to come over to America. But let me tell you about America. It's the blacks. You must watch out for the blacks. Okay? And then it's almost things like somewhere down the line, people are telling blacks, about the Jews. The same whites who will bomb your ass, kill your ass, hang your ass, enslave your ass have now flipped you over to talking about the Jews. It's crazy to me. As far as it relates to America. Now, boycotting all them and her Ziodos shit, who knows? You know, she come from over that. She been connected to them. They come from the land that, you know, they originate from and all that other shit. So, I mean, it behooves me. And then he says they give a free ham or turkey. You talking about like that food giveaway shit? I don't even know how they do that shit. Where that shit come from? Where they give away a bunch of them and then people going out there buying that shit? But man, that shit, all this consumerism shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. And it's just the wrong people running businesses and shit. And then you have, and this is always the thing about the American system. American system was supposed to be built around you them picking winners and losers. It's supposed to be a free market. It's supposed to be a free traded market, but that shit has gotten far and away. As many of these dudes who have come from out the private sector of the world have entered the government side of things, and now they're setting up cushiony advances for the people that they select, people who are loyal to them. And you see it amongst all of them. It ain't just about Trump. It's all these punk motherfuckers. Why? Because the American people don't hold these pieces of shit accountable. And they all go about doing the same goddamn schemes. Donald Trump is just a little bit more twisted in his shit. And he's a piece of shit, a real piece of shit. But all of them who have come through there have been pieces of shit. Some have been less pieces of shit, but ultimately all of them are, because they don't look out for the fucking American people. And it's a game of survival amongst people. And it's like, why? It's like, why? Why do Americans have to live like that? And then for that executive to get fired because he says some real fucking shit. It don't just go to Campbell, it goes to all these fucking companies. And then some of the companies get super bougie when things are going great. And then when them companies start falling apart, then they're opening their fucking doors and wanting to receive you in hopes that you buy this shit. Man, fuck these fools. But folks, that's all I got on this one. I'm going to be back. Wait, no. That was something else I want to talk about. Hold on. What was the other thing? But like I say, fuck Donald Trump. That fool's the cause of this motherfucking shit. Then he put this report back up on here for Mark Summers, so he'd never say no stupid shit about how violent Africa and the Middle East and all that other shit, South America is. Mexico and America are the most violent motherfucking places. And Mexico done got that violence because I guarantee the homicides that Mexico has, these murders, they're used with American guns, okay? America's dumped America's government has dropped crates of weapons over there. Remember, it was even a program of the Obama administration where they was allowed the fools come into Arizona and then buy all type of American-made guns and shit, and supposed to be part of some sting and shit. And you know, all that shit was bullshit. But it's been going on for fucking decades down there. Same thing in America. And then Boycott Zaldo says, use the food industry, says, to feed big pharma. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But that's all I got, folks. I'm out of, oh, wait, no. Let me see. It was something else. Damn, what else? Oh, that's what it was. Y'all seen that goddamn fire in goddamn Hong Kong? And they said I think some people set this shit on fire, man. Oh, let me find this building. These fools burnt down the whole high rise. Let me see. Where's this Hong Kong building? Let me show I want to see the building. Yeah, here it is. Set this whole project building off on fire over in Hong Kong. All these damn people are dead. Here this shit go. Look at this shit. So right now it says, look at that big ass building. How the hell you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's some rich ass person that did that shit. Or maybe I wonder if this is some poor. Now I'm looking like some New York poor people shit. This got to be some old upscale shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It look like 8 towers, and they ain't even all connected like that. Separate towers that have all some mysteriously way been set on fire. is crazy. And they say 44 missing and more than 270 others are unaccounted for. That is wild. And this number probably gonna rise. So every time I look up, this number is constantly rising. Constantly rising. That is wild as hell to burn out a big ass building like that. And that many people are dead. Like somebody is real. There's some real foul ass people. Whoever set that shit on fire. It's probably something deeper than it being some damn landowner or some arson that did that shit. There's some government interference on that shit. Somebody done paid for somebody to do that. And then Mark Summers says you got to check more. Says you got to check one more than one source. Says to verify. Oh, you want me? Oh, because you feel bad that I prove you wrong on the crime rate for these countries and shit. So let me find Mark Summer another one since he don't believe in shit and that he's wrong because he don't want to believe that this country he comes from is that violent when it comes to murders and all this shit. He really believes because he watches the news and the way in which uh, uh the trash ass media that runs a narrative. Let me see. That runs these bullshit narratives on how other countries are when they don't know nothing. Like I said, they don't even know nothing about this country here, like Donald Trump doesn't. Trump talks all this America first, America this and that. They ain't never been in America. They don't go nowhere in America. They don't go down those streets in America. They just got negative shit to say about Americans and don't know one fucking thing. Donald Trump been a bitch who done grew up in close to one of the most populated cities, most diverse cities, and he sat in a pocket in old Silver Spoon Tower, hidden away from everybody while his mama walked the streets and get beat the fuck up because he's a bitch. He want to talk about America. Motherfucker ain't never walked down the street in New York. He probably never rode a subway. They fucking punk got everything to say. Heg Seg the same way. The Bondi whore, all of them. Bunch of mark ass people. And let me see. Homicides around the world. Homicide around the world. Around the world. And it got to be 2024. And I want to buy the numbers. It says murder rate, not murder rate. I want the total murders. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, let me put these numbers up for this retarded month. Oh, it's the same damn website. So the same website. So that I pulled up on here. Let me get you another source. This is little chump here. Mark Summers need another website. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Is this the United Nations? Let me see. Does this pull up? So this is from the United Nations. Let's pull this up. Let's see. Where's the data at? That's 2019. Let's see. Trends. No. Oh, here it go. Let me see. Let's see. This might be it. Give me 1 second. Let me let it open. And still to prove you wrong, being that you don't know a goddamn thing. You slow. You from the suburbs. From the suburbs where it's common that y'all don't know shit about America. We got opinions about everybody, everything around the world and deflect shit away from shit caused by motherfuckers like y'all. I did teach other people other type of retarded weird shit. So let me see. Boom, boom. So they showing global homicide rates and around the world in 2021, still showing America with the highest rate, well above what's average. Hold on, I'm going to see it by. Let me see. America. Let me just pull this up. The numbers in America are ridiculous, boy. I don't know what you be talking about, Mark. So I think sometimes it's best you be quiet and stop pushing these agendas that you've been taught inside your house. So yeah, the numbers are ridiculous for America, bro. Look at this shit. Yeah, when it comes to gun violence, man, please, please, come on. Yeah, just Mexico probably gonna be worse than us. So America's got it bad, bro. So you want to talk about violence and other nations, like, yeah, you got to stop that kind of stuff. I know they teach you that and all that. You think that's patriotic of you to say about other countries, and it's not. Patriotism has nothing about you lying to make America stand as some great. Like I say, Donald Trump can't push for what is great about America. He don't know nothing about America. If America was great, he would have joined the fucking military of it. And then he says Nick Fuentes only on Rumble. I don't know who that. I heard that name, but I'm not clear on who he is. And he says you still don't have a second source. Says what happened? The sources are the same goddamn numbers. So go and find it, prove me wrong, put it in the next live stream once you prove me wrong. But you're not. And then Boycott says you want sources that Mark Summers says see the last American vagabond. She says, what is that? T-Lab sources, everything says they mentioned. And then Mark Summers says, I just looked it up. Was all Africa countries and Middle East. Well, put it in the chat so I can put it on here while you sitting there lying. Says you got to do better research, OG. All right, put it in the chat so we can pull it on the screen. And because I know you're lying, so it should be you just pulled it up. It should be quick for you to drop that source into the chat. So go ahead. I got a little bit of time. What time is it? Cause we about to go over and do some music. We doing West Coast music, homie. We playing music. That's what people need a little bit more of. A whole lot more of music is what the people need. All right, let me see. Just a little bit more time because I'm about to get off of here, homie. So we need more music, less clown shit, less of people lying to prop themselves up as a people because they feel I don't know what the hell you feel. Or do you give up? You ain't got nothing. All right. Hey, see, I can't even pronounce your name. He says, boys, it's good afternoon, everyone. Salute, salute. All right, here we go. He got world population. I think I pulled some up. Matter of fact, the site I was just looking at, Mark Summers, is called World Population, bozo. This motherfucker. Guarantee it's the same goddamn website I just had on here. Let me see. Let me find my live stream. And then we'll get over here. I'll set up the live probably in the next 30 minutes. Let me see. Let me see this bozo shit the food and put in here. Let's see. Let's see. Look at this retarded ass fool. This fool went to the same damn website I was just on. And he talking about my sources. He talking about he need a second goddamn source. And it's the same damn website that I just put on here. Boy, you about as slow as fuck, Mark Summers. And then you go into the top 5 most violent countries. And this is a European country who's at war. So you're looking at countries who are at war. And the 2 white countries, and this one being a Europe country, these 2 countries at war because of what Europe is interfering with it. And those are countries at war. So I think you need to do better research than asking me to find a second source. So, I mean, you can knock it off, buddy. Once again, the title goes to America, who ain't never had, well, America did have a war on its soil, and that was us murking people with wicked ways that look like you, Mark Summers. So always remember that. America doesn't have battles on its soil like that outside of Americans blasting each other, smoking their families, smoking their friends, smoking their spouses, smoking strangers over differences of opinion because we just got weapons in the hands of deranged motherfuckers and we murking motherfuckers. because it's always been the twisted way of America. Like I say, you can't be led by wicked ass people in suits. It's because they got certain amount of money that they pillaging from this damn country that they ain't earned going into their accounts. And he says, and so Mark Summers, once again, man, I just gotta keep making you look bad, homie. And he says, most people call me Barbie or Barbs, okay. And then well, I won't be calling you that Barbie shit. And then Mark Summers says, different list says those are Western Europe. Man, Western Europe says Russia shouldn't be included in Europe. What do we call Russia? Asia? Because the people there look European. I mean, they've been there for thousands of years, probably during European migration east. Fucking dumbass. And then Velocity says, can't wait to listen to some Goldie Loke and Stupid Fly. But folks, that's all I got. I'm out of here. Once again, always proving Mark Summers wrong, homie. You're going to learn from me, Mark Summers. Maybe you become Einstein after being over here for a while. But I'll catch y'all in a minute. I'll be on the backup channel, so catch y'all. Peace, peace. It's music in a minute.